Hello everybody, today I'm going to be doing a review of the Sog Power Lock 2.0, and this is the version with the Vcutter. I bought this off of Amazon.com for $40. Normally it's $127 off of the Sog website, so it's a pretty good deal. It's not going to be up there, say, with your Leatherman Wave or Leatherman Charge TTI. It might actually be pretty close to the Leatherman Wave. Right now I'm thinking this is more closer to a Gerber Diesel. It's pretty much like, I would say 99% metal construction. You're not having any plastic on here except for one part that I'm going to get to later. So this is the box it comes in. It's no frills. It has no paperwork in it. It's just the knife and the multi-tool in the sheath. All the stuff can be found online. For me, that's a lot better because, you know, I'm just going to throw that paperwork away. But onto the tool. Here is the sheath and the tool itself. The sheath is made out of nylon. It's pretty heavy duty. There's no fraying on the edges or anywhere. It's got a nice heavy duty belt clip back here. It's got like 1 inch of Velcro. You can stick the tool in there, jiggle it around, it won't move. It's like really tight fit for the tool itself. It's not the quickest thing to access, but for me that's not a big deal. So there's alternatives if you don't like it. But onto the knife. It is 4.6 inches long and 7 inches when it's deployed. It weighs 9.6 ounces, and you know, it's not too heavy. I mean, depending on how you like to have your pocket knives and multi-tools weigh. But so this is the up here you can see the gears. This is a part of Sog's Power Lock or Power Grab, something like that technology. It pretty much doubles the squeezing force that you apply. On the outside, we have rulers. Not sure if it's going to focus, but we have a inch ruler here, and underneath the handle cover there is centimeters. The pliers themselves, for me, that's the main part. They have a needle nose, and they're very, like, I wouldn't say sharp, but they're very tapered, kind of almost like tweezers. And then we've got a grippy plier part that could be used for, you know, grabbing nuts or bigger screws. Here we have a wire cutter. Now the cool thing about the wire cutter, and just demonstrating the Sog technology, is that you can cut through a penny pretty easily, just like that. I just cut a penny in half. Now it's not really damaging the wire cutters, but I did notice that it scraped the paint off, well, paint finish. I mean, that's going to happen with this kind of tool that's black. The good thing about having a black tool such as this is that it's going to not reflect as much. It's kind of matte almost compared to, say, this is just a cheap multi-tool, say a silver one like this. You can see it reflects a whole lot more than this. So if you're a military personnel, this will be better for when you're working in the field. It's not going to reflect. I wish they wouldn't have finished the tools on the inside, just because as you use those tools, the finish is just going to rub off. But onto the tools, we have 2 compartments on either side of the handles. They are covered by handle covers, and a lot of people do not like these handle covers. Honestly, you can just remove them. They pop right off. I'm not going to do it now because they're a little bit hard to get back on. But they pop right off, and people were saying, oh, it's so hard on my hands when it doesn't have... It's not. Like, it's a little pinchy, like, on the knife blade. But that's it. Like, honestly, you can squeeze really hard with this. It's not going to... I mean, it might leave a little bit of marks in your hand, but it's nothing that's going to hurt you. So those are that handle covers. On this right side, depending how you look at it, we have a 2.5 inch knife, half serrated, pretty sharp from the factory. Probably sharpen this up a little bit more. I just got this, so you can still see some of the gun oil I put in there, but you can see it locks using this little I don't know what type of locking mechanism this is called, but it's almost like a little panel, and you can see the grooves in here. It's a little bit fiddly to lock sometimes. After I oiled it up, it seems like it's working a whole lot better than what it was doing. I noticed that you have to push it down on some tools. I mean, that's not really a big complaint. It's not the strongest lock in the world, but you're not gonna like let your knife go down while you're cutting anything. Here we have a bottle cap opener and a large flathead screwdriver. Next to this we have the bit driver, which what I said is the 1% plastic component. It's really heavy duty. I think it might be ABS plastic. So you can stick your 1/4 inch sockets on here. And then next to that we have the Vcutter, which is used for opening blister packs, maybe. I don't know how well that would work. Cutting through seat belts, paracord, etc. So that's that side. And then over here we have a wood saw, which is double-toothed, and it's I tried it. It cuts through wood very fast. Next we have an awl, which isn't that sharp, but you could punch through leather with it. Next to that we have a very large flathead, and then we have a Phillips head, which is, I want to say, I think it might be size 1. And then over here we have a can opener with a very small flathead screwdriver at the very tip. Overall, I have very few complaints about this, one being the finish. Two is that mine is probably just mine, but one of the locks, you can hear that, it's clicky and it moves around a little bit, and when you're opening them, this one opens a lot more than this one. But you know, they still work just fine. I mean, it's not as solid as this one. Another one is the tool placement. If you're going to be using this a whole bunch, like I mean like every hour, you might want to consider a different model, such as the Power Assist that has stuff on the outside too, because you have to flip this open. And the cool thing about this one is that you can flip it open one-handed because of the gears up here. So you can open it like a butterfly knife. But you can still get to the tools fairly quickly. And then the last thing that I found, it'll probably work itself out over time, is the tool clumping. You can see if I take out the saw, all of these tools clump up, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because they're kind of low inside the tool, so they're hard to get to with just your finger. So I think that's kind of like a double-edged sword right there, because it's easier to get the things out. But anyways, that's the Sog Power Lock. It has very good construction. I probably would feel fine dropping this onto rocks, like no qualms about that. You know, if it gets scuffed up, that's not a big deal. They do have lifetime warranties on them. All the parts are replaceable. All you need is like a hex wrench. Not sure what size, but Sog has videos on their website that show you how to take them apart. I'll probably replace the Vcutter on mine with some wire strippers, just because I'm working with electronics more often than I am with paracord. But besides that, it's a very good multi-tool. It's a mid-range, I would say. So, you know, if you want something higher end, you can go for the Charge TTI or the Power Assist if you still want Sog. Or if you want even like the deluxe brand, you can get a Victorinox Swiss tool. But yeah, this is a great mid-range tool. I would say that if you're going to be using pliers a lot, go for this because it has some of the best pliers on the market. So that's the Sog Power Lock with Vcutter. Thank you for watching.